Hello children, I hope you are all well and ready to learn mathematics in this session. This is third session of chapter 1, knowing our numbers. So without wasting our time, let's begin the session. In the previous class, you have understood uses of numbers, comparison of numbers, place values, larger numbers and all. In this session, you are going to learn larger numbers in practice and estimation. Dear children, you all know how to use the scale to measure the length of any object. Here on the screen, you are seeing scale and a pencil. With the help of the scale, you can easily measure the length of the pencil. Suppose, if you want to measure the width of the pencil, then centimeter becomes too big, hence we use millimeter. That can be seen on the screen that 1 centimeter consists of 10 millimeters. If you have a scale with you, please verify it. You will find 10 divisions are there between 0 to 1 centimeter. Yes, children, you are seeing a water bottle on the screen. What you have to do? You have to measure the height of the water bottle. Here I am giving you centimeter scale, a meter tape and a kilometer unit. Which one will you use to measure the height of the water bottle? Yes, obviously you will choose centimeter scale. Very good children. In the same way, if you want to measure the length of the classroom or volleyball court, what would be your suggestion to measure? Here also, in the same manner, I am giving you centimeter scale, meter tape and a kilometer unit. Which one will you choose? Yes, correct. Kilometer is too big and centimeter is too small to measure the length of the classroom or volleyball court. Yes, definitely you will use meter tape. By understanding the scale, we can conclude that 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter, 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter and 1000 meter is equal to 1 kilometer. Dear children, you are seeing the highway which connects two cities. For example, Mangalore and Hassan. In case to measure the distance between these two cities, what will you do? How will you measure? Here also, I am giving you 4 units. Millimeter, centimeter, meter and kilometer. Which is the correct answer? Are you using millimeter? No. Centimeter? No. Meter? No. Obviously, you will choose kilometer. Very good children. So, meter is the unit of length and use it to measure the length and height of any object or distance. Let us move on to the next. Children, now we will understand how to convert millimeters to kilometer. So, we know 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Since we know 1 meter is equal to 100 into 10, that is equal to 1000 millimeter. So, 1 kilometer becomes 1000 into 1000 millimeter, which is equal to 10 lakh millimeter. So, 1 kilometer is equal to 10 lakh millimeter. Well children, now let us learn about grams. It is a unit of weight and mass. We can use to measure the quantity of rice, wheat, sugar, etc. Suppose if you are going to buy rice, wheat, sugar and all or vegetables, the vendor will weigh and give you. We buy sugar, rice, wheat and all in the larger quantity like 10 kgs, 50 kgs, 20 kgs like that, and some vegetables like chilies, ginger we buy in smaller quantities like 100 grams, 200 grams like that. Suppose if we want to buy gold, what would be the weight? Is it 10 kgs or 20 kgs? No, because it is very costly. Usually we buy gold in grams or milligrams like 50 grams, 70 grams, 20 grams like that. Some are very light in milligrams too. When we are sick, we usually take medicine like in the form of tablets, syrup or injections like that. Can you guess the weight of the medicine? That can be written on the tablet cover. They mention all the details there. Here they mention 3 milligram, which is smaller than a gram. Hence, we use grams and milligrams to measure smaller quantity and kgs, tons, quintals to measure larger quantity. From this, we have learnt 1000 milligrams is equal to 1 gram, 1000 gram is equal to 1 kg and 100 kg is equal to 1 quintal. Now, let us learn how to measure liquids like water, milk, oil, petrol, etc. How much milk you buy daily from dairy? Maybe half liter or 1 liter. What is the capacity of holding petrol in petrol tank of your bike, or how much petrol your dad buy for his bike or car? Yes, maybe 5 liters or 10 liters. How much water you drink in the morning? It's a very healthy habit, you know. Otherwise, practice it. Maybe 1 glass or half liter. That means 100 ml or 500 ml. In the same way, if you want to measure in larger quantity, how will you measure? Here you can see a water tank that can be used to load milk, oil, water or petrol, anything. How much milk can load in this milk van? Yes, more than 5000 liters. So, liter is the unit of volume and use it to measure the capacity of liquids. It can be represented by the English letter small l. Yes, children, just recall the points we have discussed till now. That is 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. Milliliter is the smaller quantity of 1 liter. Sometimes we use kilo, milli and centi commonly. Remember that among these, kilo is the greatest and milli is the smallest unit. Kilo shows 1000 times greater, milli shows 1000 times smaller. That is 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 milligrams. Similarly, 1 centi shows 100 times smaller, that is 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Now, let us do some word problems using larger numbers. Here is an example. Population of Sundarnagar was 2,35,471 in the year 1991. In the year 2001, it was found to be increased by 72,958. What was the population of the city in 2001? To find the solution, this is first method. Here, population of the city in 2001 is equal to population of the city in 1991 plus increase in population, that is equal to 2,35,471 plus 72,958. By adding these two, we get 3,04,429. Some may do like this also. Population of the city in 2001 could also be written as 2 lakh plus 35,000 plus 471, plus increase in population could be written as 72,000 plus 900 plus 58. By adding all these figures, we get 3,04,429. This is third method. Some can do like this also. So, here the numbers are written in expanded form and added together. Finally, we get the same answer, that is 3,08,429. So, population of the city in 2001 was 3,08,429. All the methods are same. You can use any method, answer will be the same. So, we will take up one more word problem. In an election, the successful candidate registered 5,77,500 votes and his nearest rival secured 3,48,700 votes. By what margin did the successful candidate win the election? To find the solution, first we have to write the given data. So, first candidate secured votes is equal to 5,77,500 and second candidate secured votes is equal to 3,48,700. Win by margin votes is equal to difference between both candidates' votes, that is 5,77,500 minus 3,48,700. By subtracting these two, we get 2,28,800. So, the first candidate got very big difference in votes and won in the election. Yes, we have learnt how to use larger numbers in our practice. Now, we will understand how to use numbers in predictable situations. In some situation, we can't say exact numbers. We used to say some rough calculations. For example, how many guests may come on your birthday party? Can you say exactly? No, you can't know. But you can say roughly 20 members or 30 members like that. This figure is not exact but nearer to that. So, like this type of situations may come in our day-to-day life. In this, how can we use numbers? We will understand by seeing this picture. Yes, it's a cricket stadium with a huge crowd of people. By seeing this, can you guess how many people watched this match? Is it possible to say exact numbers? Can you guess exactly how many people are there in this picture? No, you can't know. But you can say an approximate number of people gathered here, like 1 million, 10 million, 30 million, like this. Like the same, in the picture, a statement given by Railway Department, that is, over 130 lakhs passengers are carried over 63,000 kilometer route of railway track every day. So, can you guess how many people have travelled in a year by train? Can you guess exactly? Here they have mentioned two numbers. You observe it carefully. Over 130 lakhs, that means more or less 130 lakhs, and over 63 kilometer. And travel distance they mentioned over 63,000 kilometer. That means more or less 63,000 kilometer. Let's see another example. You are seeing a picture of Dasara festival here. It's a very renowned festival of our state. Can you guess how many people have participated in Dasara or in the following festival ceremonies? You are seeing Ganesha festival and a carnival. Is it possible to you to say exact number of people? No. You can say some rough figure or some approximate number. Yes, let's see the next picture. In this picture, you are seeing a team of cricketers. It's very likely to you know, our well-known heroes of cricket. If I ask you how many players are there in this picture, can you say? Yes, you can easily count and say exactly 9 players are there. In the next picture shows Kabaddi players. So, here in this, how many players are there? Tell me. Absolutely correct. It is also very easy to count and say. In the next picture, is it possible to say like that? Watch the picture. What is that? It's a photograph taken from Kannada Sahitya Sammelana. Now tell me, how many people are there in this picture? It's somewhat difficult to say, no? It is not like previous pictures. Those were easy to say, but here you find difficult to say the exact number. By this time, we can say approximately, but not exactly. So, estimation means a rough calculation of the value, number and a quantity or approximate value or number. The word approximately itself shows that the number is not exact, but nearer to value. Value may be almost nearer, but not accurate or exact. For example, 50 could be 51 or 48, but not 70. Similarly, 100 could be 96 or 102, but not 110. So, where do we approximate? It's time to think now. Imagine a big marriage function at your home. How many friends and relatives visit that function? Can you get an exact number of visitors? Is it possible to figure out the exact amount of expenditure? No, you can't say exactly. What will you do in this type of situations? You think? Let's see another situation. The finance minister of the country presents a budget annually. the minister provides for certain amount under the head education. Can the amount be absolutely accurate? It can only be a reasonably good estimate of the expenditure the country needs for education during the year. Yes, children, you should know this for estimation. If you score 19.5 in a test, your teacher will round off to next number 20. Similarly, we will see an example. 46. How to round off it to nearest 10? 46 is closer to 50 than to 40. So, we round off 46 to 50. Numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4 are nearer to 0 than to 10. So, we round off 1, 2, 3 and 4 as 0. For example, 41, 42, 43 and 44 are round off to 40. Similarly, numbers 6, 7, 8 and 9 are nearer to 10, so we round them off as 10. For example, 45, 46, 47, 48 and 49 are round off to 50. Here, number 5 is equidistant from both 0 and 10th. It is a common practice to round it off as 10. Yes, we will see the next one. Here you have to estimate the numbers given to the nearest tens by rounding off. 32 is closer to 30 than to 40, so we round off to 30. Similarly, 33 is nearer to 30 than to 40, so we round off 33 to 30. Like the same way, 34 is round off to 30 and 39 is round off to 40. We round off 38 to 40 because it is nearer to 40. Like the same way, 37 is also nearer to 40, so we round off 37 to 40. Similarly, 36 is also round off to 40. Well, children, you know 35 is nearer to 40, we round off 35 to 40. We will take up one more example to estimate to the nearest tens by rounding off. Here, 322 is nearer to 320, so we round it off as 320. 323 to 320. Similarly, 324 is round off to 320. Like the same way, 329 is closer to 330, so we round off 329 to 330. Similarly, 328 is nearer to 330, so we round off 328 to 330. Like the same way, 327 is round off to 330 and 326 to 330. 325, in common practice, we round off 325 to 330. I think you have understood how to estimate to the nearest tens. Now, let us do an activity by estimating to the nearest tens by rounding off. Here, I have given numbers from 25 to 48. So, here is a flag on the number 27. How would you round off 27 to the nearest tens? So, you know 27 is nearer to 30, so 27 is round off to 30. Similarly, how would you round off 33 to the nearest tens? Yes, 33 is also nearer to 30, so we round off 33 to 30. Like the same way, how would you round off 39 to the nearest tens? Yes, it is 40. How would you round off 47 to the nearest tens? 47 is nearer to 50. So, we round off 47 to 50. Children, let us do another activity. Here also you have to estimate to the nearest tens by rounding off. So, here 4 flags are there on different 4 numbers. Find which flags are closer to 260? Yes, 261 and 263. You are right. Next, find which flags are closer to 270? Yes, it is 269 and 266. I think you have learnt how to estimate to the nearest tens by rounding off. Now we will estimate to the nearest hundreds by rounding off. Numbers 1 to 49 are closer to 0 than to 100. So, are rounded off to 0. Numbers 51 to 99 are closer to 100 than to 0. So, are rounded off to 100. Number 50 is equidistant from 0 and 100 both. It is a common practice to round it off as 100. So, how to round off 162 to the nearest 100? Yes, 162 can be round off to 200. Similarly, how to round off 249? We round off 249 to 200. We round off 5758 to 5800. Similarly, 9848 is round off to 9800. Now, we will estimate to the nearest thousands by rounding off. Here also, numbers 1 to 429 are closer to 0 than to 1000 and so are rounded off to 0. Number 501 to 999 are closer to 1000 than to 0 and so are rounded off to 1000. Number 500 is equidistant from 0 and 1000 both. It is a common practice to round it off as 1000. Let us see an example. 2563 is round off to 3000. So, 4499 is round off to 4000. Similarly, 5758 is round off to 6000 and 12848 can be round off to 13,000. Let us do an activity. Estimating the given numbers to the nearest tens, hundreds and thousands. Here you have to estimate the given number to the nearest tens, hundreds and thousands. The number given is 75,847. So, you have to estimate to the nearest tens. What would be the rounded form? Yes, it is 75,850. Next, for the same number, you have to estimate to the nearest hundreds. What would be the answer? Yes, it is 75,800. For the same number, you have to estimate to the nearest thousands. Yes, very good children. It is 76,000. For the same number, you have to estimate to the nearest 10,000s. Yes. Are you trying, students? Yes. It is 80,000. I think you have learnt how to estimate numbers to the nearest tens, hundreds and thousands. Let us move on to the next. Dear children, how do we add numbers? We write the numbers taking care that the digits in the same place, means ones, tens, hundreds, etc. are in the same column. For example, 3,946 plus 6,579 plus 2,050 is written as, here we have to add the column of ones and if necessary carry forward the appropriate number to the tens place, as would be in this case. We then add the tens column and this goes on. So, according to the place values, we have to write 3,946 and 6,579 and 2,050. By adding all this, we get 12,575. Now, let us learn estimate sum or difference. For example, estimate 5,290 plus 17,986. See here, 17,986 is greater than 5,290. So, we have to estimate these numbers. 17,986 is round off to 18,000 and 5,290 is round off to 5,000. So, by adding these two we get 23,000. Let's see another example. Here you have to estimate 8,695 minus 1,486. Here 8,695 is greater than 1,486. Let's see how to solve this. 8,695 is round off to 9,000 and minus 1,486 is round off to 1,000. So, by subtracting these two we get estimated difference, that is 8,000. Now, let us learn how to estimate products. Let us take an example. 78 into 19. Approximate 78 to nearest tens, we get 80. Like the same way, if we approximate 19 to nearest tens, we get 20. So, 80 into 20, you know how to multiply it. Estimated product is 1,600. Similarly, let us take another example. 63 into 182. If we approximate 63 to nearest hundreds, we get 100. If we approximate 182 to nearest hundreds, we get 200. So, 200 into 100, it's very easy to calculate, no? We get how much? Yes, estimated product is 20,000. Very good, children. I think you have understood to estimate products. But this is much larger than the actual product. If we approximate 63 to nearest tens, we get 60. And approximate 182 to nearest tens, we get 180. So, by multiplying these two, we get estimated product how much? Yes, it is 10,800. This is a good estimate, but is not quick enough. Here the actual product is 11,466. Let us do in another method. For the same numbers, we have to estimate. If we approximate 63 to nearest tens, we get 60. If we approximate 182 to nearest hundreds, we get 200. Like the same way, by multiplying 200 and 60, we get, are you multiplying? Yes. What is the estimated product? Yes, it is 12,000. This is quick as well as good estimate of the product. Yes, children, we have learnt how to estimate sum or difference and estimate products. Now, the general rule that we can make is, therefore, round off each factor to its greatest place, then multiply the rounded off factors. For example, if we get 2-digit number for approximate like 63 to nearest tens, we get 60. If we get 3-digit number for estimation like 143 to nearest hundreds, we get 100. If we get 4-digit number for estimation like 1,743 to nearest thousands, we get 2,000. So, we have understood how to use larger numbers in our practice and how to estimate, how to add, subtract and multiply estimated numbers. And you should keep in your mind even after this session. So, for that purpose, I am going to give you a home assignment. Do it yourself at home in your leisure time. You have to estimate 23 into 328. Yes. Another home assignment is 73 plus 998. You have to estimate 730 plus 998. Second one is 796 minus 314. Third one is 578 into 161. Okay, dear children, I hope you have understood today's session. See you in the next class. Till then, stay safe, stay home, learn more. Thank you.